Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Are Tigray fighters planning to enter Alamata city? Is justification being created, or in Alamata situation is dire? Amhara forces are creating problems. That is why TDF is considering entry into Alamata city. Real for in this video. Secondly, what is happening in southern Ethiopia, where government workers are unpaid, their salaries are not being paid fully, teaching activities being suspended, universities putting up notices about the lack of food budget. Thirdly, a new story we have. This a third a new story is again from Ethiopia, and the new story is about a draft amendment approved by the Ethiopian Council of Ministers yesterday, which is about some tax incentives for those involved in exports. Government is promoting export sector, backing the businesses, the people who are involving in exports. Why? What is the reason? Which tax incentives are being offered? First reviews, Tigray, Amhara, attention over southern zone, Alamata, quorum persisting. Know that TDF is in control of large parts of the contested territory. Quorum, Afla, Zata, Churcher, parts of Alamata under TDF control reportedly. Alamata city is not under TDF control, though I think Tigrayans have managed to enter Alamata city, but to a limited extent. They are there, but they're not in control of Alamata city. Ethiopian military is in control here, federal forces here as well, federal forces in Quorum too, but in Alamata, federal forces are in charge. Now it seems that tensions are rising in Alamata city, and Tigrayan forces are being urged to enter Alamata city by Tigrayans. What is happening? A clean water supply station has been set on fire in Alamata. It is being claimed by Tigray activists that Amhara militia members they burnt this clean drinking water supply system. Secondly, they say that an attack has been carried out on Tigrayans in Alamata city, a knife attack, stabbing attack on three Tigrayans. And thirdly, they claim that the electricity supply has been suspended to Alamata city. They claim that Amhara militia members are trying to smuggle weapons into Alamata city, and they are going to attack Tigrayans here. Tigrayans in danger. That is why Tigray fighters must enter Alamata city as soon as possible. Now, are Tigray militia members trying to find a justification to enter Alamata city, or situation is dire in Alamata city? I think Ethiopian military is in control in Alamata city. If water supply system has been set on fire, military can explain. It shouldn't be a justification for TDF members to enter Alamata city, because according to the federal government will be in charge of these disputed territories. But Tigray fighters seem to be making a move towards Alamata city, though I think they have made limited incursion. Individually, they entered Alamata. They're activists, journalists, they're fighters, they're not armed. They managed to enter Alamata city. And we could see Tigray fighters make a move towards Alamata in coming days, but it's too early to say what they're planning to do. So far, situation seems to be dire. Tigrayans are denying any displacement from Alamata, from Haras. They say Those who have fled were not original residents of the area. They were settlers. They were brought here, and now they have returned. Amhara say 50,000 Amharas displaced. UN is also confirming Amhara position, saying that 50,000 displaced from Raya, Alamata, Koram, Afra, etc. Secondly, viewers, what is happening in southern Ethiopia, where government workers are not getting salaries, teaching activities being suspended? Wolaita National Movement yesterday issued a statement saying that from February to April, government workers were not given full salaries. Some were given half salaries. Some were not given any salaries. And teaching activities in some schools have been suspended. Why? Because of lack of funds. And I did a video 2 days ago. I told you about situation some universities in southern Ethiopia. Two universities had put up posters, messages saying that the universities had run out of budget for food. So they were not in a position to provide food to their students. They were planning to revise a menu. It was confirmed that universities were facing problems about delivery of food, provision of food to the students there. So why is that southern Ethiopia has been hit so hard by economic crisis? Is southern Ethiopia a neglected zone of Ethiopia, that it does not have enough representation on federal level? That is why here, whenever a crisis happens in Ethiopia, so Ethiopia is the first one to be hit. Whatever the reason is, if financial hardships are being faced by Ethiopia, all Ethiopian regions should face the hardships equally. It shouldn't be just southern Ethiopia which should be facing these economic challenges alone. Where is the federal government? How can the government function if it is unable to pay salaries to its workers? Let's see how the situation is solved. Lastly, viewers, Ethiopia in dire need of increasing its foreign exchange reserves. That is why Ethiopia is in talks with the IMF, World Bank talks, several rounds of talks held so far. IMF wants depreciation, devaluation of Ethiopian currency. Ethiopia hesitant. Ethiopia ready to devalue, but around 20-30%. But IMF wants 60% devaluation at once. Ethiopia ready to devalue currency by 30%, and that too gradually. So far, no agreement between Ethiopia and IMF. Meanwhile, Ethiopia is giving tax incentives to those who are exporting goods, items from Ethiopia. Obviously, the incentive announcement is an attempt by the government, by Ethiopian government, to enhance its foreign exchange reserves. Ethiopia wants dollars to come to Ethiopia from abroad. Though this announcement obviously won't lead to any short term increase in foreign exchange reserve, Ethiopia is gradually opening up its economy to foreign investors. This month, we have seen two main announcements by the Ethiopian government. Ethiopia has opened up its real estate sector. Now, foreigners can own properties in Ethiopia. Foreigners can invest in export sector, in wholesale, in retail sector. They can buy coffee shipments directly from Ethiopian farmers. In the past, they were required to buy shipments of coffee from Ethiopian companies. So there were restrictions on foreigners purchasing coffee from Ethiopia. Restrictions have been lifted. And in several other sectors, the investments by foreigner companies is being encouraged by Ethiopian government, except export of fertilizers and fuel. Other items can be exported by foreigners now. Why is Ethiopia opening its economy? Obviously, liberalization is part of Ethiopian government's efforts to make up for the shortage of foreign exchange reserves. But will foreign investors invest in Ethiopia, keeping in view the fragile security situation? This is the main problem for Ethiopia. That if conflicts don't end, Foreign investors won't risk investing money in Ethiopia. Government will have to end conflicts. I mean, Ola has formed a brigade to protect Oromia's natural resources. So, who will invest in Oromia to extract these minerals? Because Ola will demand its share, it will attack the workers of foreign companies involved in mining. So, that is why the situation is very complex. The government will have to ensure law and order in the country. After that, you can increase your chances of increasing exports and making money to enhance your foreign exchange reserve. Let's see. I think announcements will be made in coming days after the approval of this draft amendment by Council of Ministers yesterday. Yesterday, Council of Ministers approved a draft amendment giving tax incentives to those who will export from Ethiopia. Which tax incentives? We'll see details in coming days. Foreigners are being encouraged to invest in Ethiopia. What about Ethiopian businesses? What will the impact of this liberalization on Ethiopian local businesses? That remains to be seen. Thank you for watching.